Hey, Jack here with Truck Camper Hybrid, and this is the first in a series of videos I'm going to be doing. And really, there's a couple reasons why I'm doing these videos. The first reason is to hopefully give you a better grasp of how much experience I have with camping, especially large family camping. We have 5 kids, all 13 and under, and there are definitely some challenges to camping with that many kids. And we've done camping across the country from Georgia to Oregon. We've done it multiple summers, long-term trips. And so just before you default to grabbing a large trailer or a drivable RV, there's some things that you should think about. The second reason is I'm just going to show you how I did my first prototype. And if you're like me and you want to get your hands dirty and try it yourself, well, hopefully you're going to get some tips from these videos. And so I'm going to just start off with just kind of my experience. We started off with kids. We did start off with tent camping and tried our best at it. And I'm a pretty resilient person, and so tent camping's not very expensive, so you can do more of it if you can figure it out. We just had challenges, and we just found ourselves not wanting to camp with the kids. It was the crying at night in tents, the sun coming through the tents early in the morning, and the kids waking up right at sunrise regardless of what time they went to bed, and then being monsters through the day. It was the rains. You get just some flooding rains that come through, especially when you're on a cross-country trip and you have no choice. You got to stick it out. It just can be miserable doing that. And then it's the pack up and setup. And so we like to, like I said, we like to break up all our big road trips into smaller segments and camp for 2 nights somewhere and really enjoy the journey somewhere instead of making the trip down just a nightmare with 5 kids in the car and just trying to hightail it down and get there in time. So I'm just going to go into just vehicles. So right behind me, that is the first car that I ever bought out of college. That's a 1997 Toyota T100. And I was faced with the decision, do I want to go van camper, before van life was even a popular term, or do I do that? And so there was a guy that I met who was living out of his VW van. He was saving up money. He was parked in his parking lot, single guy at work. They were cool with it. I thought that was an awesome idea. I'd love to do something like that. I started looking into some used ones. They were 40 grand. Heard some nightmares about reliability and then the power issues in the mountains. I was in Colorado at the time. And then 4-wheel drive, of course. And so I came across that. It was half as much as a van. And I was like, okay, I'll get a fiberglass topper for it, and I'm going to build that out. So that's what I did. And many trips in Colorado, many trips to mountain bike races, many stealth camping spots, just been all over in that truck. And then behind me is our F350 diesel. This is the truck that I'm now using to hold my first prototype of the Truck Camper Hybrid. It's a 2005 F350 diesel. Picked it up in 2019, used from my neighbor who took great care of it. Very appreciative of him offering to sell it to me. And it's just been a great truck for our family of 7, especially now that the kids are starting to get bigger. So you see, I was able to put a roof rack on the top, hold 4 bikes, paddle boards in the center, or solar panels. It's got the crew cab seating, so the big, large back seats. And then in the bed of the truck, we have my truck bed seating system, which I talk about in other videos. That's the Lear 122 outer shell. And you can see on top there, I got the Max fan installed, as well as an awning. So I picked up tips for installing those from this guy's website called Take the Truck. If you're interested in building out fiberglass toppers, he's a great resource. Okay, so here's the first prototype back here. So you can obviously see that I had to do some cutting on that Lear 122. It already had a damaged window, so it's no problem. And then I had to pick up another shell. That's the inner shell there, and actually a third shell to get some windows off of that didn't quite work. But anyways, yes, I spent months scouring Facebook Marketplace and would not want to do that again. So it's up to you. If you want to try to find that shell that fits inside the inner shell, you know, go for it if you got access to that kind of thing. But you can kind of see here, I got the tailgate down and the slides inserted. So we pull that out, and I'll go into more details on the inside of that. Just wanted to kind of show you a highlight of the vehicle. This is all about vehicle choice. That's holding the truck camper hybrid first prototype, and then the next prototype that's currently being designed by a veteran engineer in the automotive industry. So I'm super excited to have his expertise. Is going on the T100. So I'm really looking forward to that. And all I gotta say is, how cool is it that 22 years later, I still have the same truck, the very first truck that I picked up for my first vehicle out of college. It still runs great, and it's gonna hold the truck camper hybrid, and it still looks pretty good. I got a little bit of touching up to do on it, but I'll do that as soon as I can.